send your peace on the people of his house, as you sent your peace upon Nabi Ibrahim and his house. O Allah, send your peace on the people of his house, and all those who follow him till the coming of the hour.
With the importance everybody lay on education and the effort of the government to improve its quality, it is obvious that governments cannot do it alone, as much as they try, considering the scarce resources. With the numerous obligations, there is therefore a clarion call for the private sectors, individuals and groups to hearken to that call for an enhanced education in the country. The alumni, or call them the Old Student Association, have gladly hearkened to that call. One of such is Anwar Islam College, Agege, formerly Ahmadiyya College, with a wake-up call to revamp their alma mater as the school marks 70 years in existence. With the able leadership of Alhaji Lawal Pedro, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, as the President General, the old students rolled out the drums to celebrate 70 years of vintage school in a 4-day convention which brought together eminent guests in Nigeria and members in the diaspora. A unique symposium which hinged on a quality education and national development had doyens of academia and cleric making the contribution on how quality education can drive national development.
It is a great pleasure that I welcome you to this August event happening in the month of August. The first of its kind in the annals of our alma mater. Distinguished discussants and the moderator, our President General of Akausa, both in Nigeria and overseas, Barrister Lawal Pedro, SAN, FCID.
With the brief recognition of the eminent guests in attendance, the symposium unfolded with various speeches before the discussants made their presentation.
The first Muslim college or secondary school in West Africa, established on the 5th of April 1948. It will be recalled that before the establishment of the school, there were enormous challenges for Muslim children to obtain Western secondary education in Lagos, and the landscape was dominated by Christian schools. Hence, marginalization of Muslim children was the order of the day. The yearning of Muslims' parents to give Western secondary education to their children led to the establishment of the college, then known as Sakatinembu Memorial Ahmadiyya High School at Olushi Street on Lagos Island. It was the first school so established under the auspices of Ahmadiyya movement in Islam in Nigeria. And this dream was actually actualized by active participation and generosity of the founding fathers, such as prominent among them Alhaji Sakatinubu, Alhaji Jubril Martins, Alhaji Isa Williams, Kenko, Oshodi, Fanimogun, Alensin, and others, who gave their properties and money, personal money, to the establishment of the school. And at this junction, I pray to Almighty Allah to reward them with Al-Jannah Firdaus.
We have multiple identities. And I think one of the problems that we face in the world is that we are placing too much emphasis on singular identity. British, Nigerian, Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa. And the rise of populism in the West now, in the Western world, is also this dimension of this emphasis of singular identity. The only thing we should be referring to in education is this respect for multiple identities. And that is what we really need to uphold.
Moderating the discussion is Professor Adele Jinodu, with Professor Noibi hinging his presentation on following Allah's curriculum, In the pursuit of quality education, he emphasized the need to encourage the Islamic education for a moral-laden society, as against our concentration on Western education in tertiary institutions to attain national development. For Reverend G.T. Adebanjo, posed a rhetorical question. Children are sent to school for national development.
Schools are to prepare children for jobs. Schools are to prepare children for examination. Schools are to make children good citizens. Schools are to give children more knowledge. Schools are to help children to lead a good life. All these are perfectly reasonable answers.
Truly, the essence of development cannot be achieved if there are still some parts of a country like the rural areas that is left underdeveloped. This formed the basis of Professor Bidmore's presentation. On his part, while paying tribute to the pioneers of the Western education among Muslims, Professor T.G. Ogbadamosi hinged his write-up on setting a Muslim education agenda.
Our education is impotent, it cannot drive development, it lacks energy. What is policies of assault? It's when we make policy every day in Nigeria. In 1969, we had a national conference called Curriculum Conference to have education that will be a departure from the colonial heritage. What we have been doing is to issue policy. When are we going to implement those policies? Let us decide on what's going to be philosophy of our education. What kind of a human being do we expect our education to produce? You can do that in a simple sentence, not like an essay.
But we need an agenda, a Muslim education agenda, to make us have access to quality education and to make meaningful contributions to national development. That agenda is inevitable. But how do we implement it? The issue of finance.
For Venerable Ebenezer Oyewo, who defined education as a systematic way of transmitting life from one generation to another, describes education as an investment which bridges the gap between in status.
The key is a small cut-out meta object that gives you access into a particular area. If you want to launch ourselves into an amazing development in our nation, we need a quality education. And we need to go back to Ile-Eko and move out of Ile-Iwe. Education is not an ordinary thing. Education is a life, a systematic way of transmitting life from one generation to another. Poor quality of education is characterized by misplacement of value and educational goals. In a society that value money more than integrity, a country that value money more than integrity, a rich trader may be more recognized than a professor.
For Professor Raimson, captures his presentation as Islamic education as a key to national development.
When you are serving the Almighty, you are serving yourself. You have to serve the public or environment that you live with. And then as a result of that, Islamic home must be an ideal home. It is spillover of whatever happened in your house that will be revolving on the life of the future children that you are rearing.
Professor Basrat Oladipupo obviously focused on the importance of girl child education as a form of liberation and obvious contribution to national development.
Going to the northern part of the country, we see that a lot of the girls are out of school. And when they are out of school, there are so many barriers that would have contributed to them being out of school. It could be poverty, it could be their cultural belief, their religious belief, and what have you. And even most of the parents there, they saw it as a taboo to educate their girls. When you educate a man, you are only educating an individual. But when you educate a woman, you are educating a nation.
The 3-day thorough event also witnessed the unveiling of the book, The First Muslim Secondary School in West Africa, which was reviewed by Dr. Olawale Lawal.
Professor Lawal has thoroughly reviewed the book. This is a book that is a must for anybody that passes through Agege.
The presentation was done by Honorable Justice A.I. Olorunbe, assisted by Senator Musili Obanikoro. The book launch was used to raise funds for the revamping of the school projects.
On behalf of our Excellency, the Deputy Governor, Dr. Iliad, I want to express my sincere gratitude to the association. She sends our best wishes to you and congratulates you on the 70th anniversary. Thank you. I know in full course she will get back to you.
I will present this book for 1 million naira. I will launch this book with 100,000.
I will commit something but not disclose it. Personally myself.
USA is going to be USA and we're going to do something wonderful.
The attendance of members to the event is obviously new zeal and commitment to fly the flag of Akausa with the able leadership of the President General and his team.
To celebrate the oldest Muslim secondary school in Nigeria. I remember when it was established as Sakat Tinubu Memorial High School at Olushi in Lagos. And it's produced very brilliant students over the years. So Allah be praised.
Quite an interesting event. It brings back a lot of memories. Looking back, it made me very, very proud. And particularly when you look at the subjects that were chosen for this symposium, they were quite interesting. And knowledge-driven.
Almost 50% of top civil servants in Lagos State passed through Ahmadiyya College, Agege, now Anwar Islam College. There was a day that 4 of us were promoted permanent secretary. 4. It has never happened in the history of Lagos State public service.
I pray God Almighty will guide them in all their ways. Bless them, protect them, guide and guard them always in all other things they do in life. I'm very, very, very happy indeed. And I hope that very soon the standard of education will rise.
Something that we've been working in and out anyway, even before today. My own set, which is 65, 68, I've been making concerted efforts in renovating some of our structures in the compound. The old students are now gearing up to give a befitting structure to our school.
Eidina Sirat al-Mustaqim. Just think about it, that what is it that we can do to celebrate the anniversary of the college as it clocks 70. I'm really, really fulfilled and I'm happy that a phone call to each and every one of the people that appear today from me saying I want them to participate in this program. And none. Even the chairman of today has a very important meeting he conducts every last Thursday every month. I called him while he was in London and he said, for you, Mr. Pedro, I will make it. And that is why I'm very grateful to each and every one of them.
Day 2 of the convention saw the old students visiting their alma mater for a thorough need assessment and interacting with the students. This was greeted with some nostalgic feelings, as some had not been regular there since they passed out of the school. With the modest reconstruction of the mosque and other enhancements, the visit also provided an open-up opportunities for sex, individuals, and choose from the enormous work that need to be done for the infrastructure and educational development of the citadel of learning.
The most important thing is the library must be rehabilitated, one way or the other. So, the next project, which is a fantastic, a fabulous one, and highly expensive, is the solar, which we are trying to power the school with alternative power to ensure they have electricity. Now we are able to be conservative with it to ensure that now the panel is standing. We are hoping that by the time we finish the convention, we'll be able to have sufficient funds to also collaborate further with the American chapter. It is the Council USA that has been solely responsible for this up till date. With a resolution that we must have a purpose-built mosque. And by the grace of God behind you, you are going to see the next stage. Just to let you know that indoor games, table tennis, ludo, whatever you want to do is there. So this also is begging for renovation.
The mosque, still under construction, played host to the multitude of visitors in a special Jumat service, with yet a special appeal to raise funds for its completion. The special sermon focused on unity among all and to increase love for one another in the Ummah.
Ìfẹ́ ní máa ń bí mùsíbà lórílẹ̀-èdè, àìnífẹ̀ẹ́ ló máa ń bú mùsíbà lórílẹ̀-èdè. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti nífẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ kò ní rálẹ́kù rẹ. Ẹni tó bá ti rí mistake ẹni gbogbo gbàgbọ́ pé kò fẹ́ràn ẹnìyẹn. Ẹni tí ò bá lè ti nífẹ̀ẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀, Ọlọ́run náà ò ní nífẹ̀ẹ́. Ẹlòmíì kọjá ń bì kò tiẹ̀ mọ̀ gbóhùn kọjá ń bì kan. I congratulate all the members of this organization who have remained steadfast and active in moving this college forward. I want to pledge that, inshallah, under my administration, hostel here are modernizing.
The novelty football match was another activity, brought another nostalgic feelings as the school had won laurels for competitive sports. In the 8 days, the match between the old boys and the existing students of the school, it was quite relaxing and hilarious, with the old boys carrying the day.
It's how the ball is being played when it was size 5. Now the ball is now being played in size 4. I don't understand how the field of play. Another shot! Oh, Jerry! Ah, and they come forward again. The new school boys going Barbers! Good goalkeeping! And the flag has gone off. Offside! Into the hands of the goalkeeper. Quickly turning this ball around and pressing. Can you, Akoni, please come forward? You are the player with the most decent approach on the game of football. Thank you very much.
I'm very excited. I don't believe the award that I was given.
It's good. I really appreciate for the organizers. They've done a great job.
We are going to have the strength to contribute and do more and more for the school. The students they've done everything right. Only what I have them to, they should prove the class and they should give the students more courage.
It's a way of boosting the sporting activity of the school as it used to be in our olden days, and we're happy that everything was successful and it went very well.
In a bid to relax and loosen up, the entire contingent decided to spend the third day of the convention with a strategy session, followed by recreation activities with games, raffle draw and fun.
I'm going to put a seed money down that can complete the foundation. I will recall Mufta put money down. People just all on and say whatever they want to do, they will do. You need to check. And that's the spirit, from what you have said now, that I'm going to, urge on all members. It may not be you directly, you may have friends, you may have contact, you may have what we call companies that can do that. There are lots of things. But like I said from the beginning, we are like a pressure group. If there's a room legally to take over the running of that school, we will. And we are working around it. Then we can be able to tax ourselves. And I must just break it now. The idea is this: even though you may belong to Ansarudin, you may belong to Jamaiti, you may even belong to anything, let's look for Anwar Islam movement branches.
We have a lot of projects that we have ongoing. The key one for us that we would like to maintain is the scholarship program, where we give scholarship every year to students. For students and also to teachers, we do Teachers Award to encourage our teachers to develop our students. The younger sets, we need your help for membership drives. The 9192, we have a Kausa USA website, we have a Facebook, and we also have a WhatsApp group. Please introduce your classmates that travel to the US. Introduce them to the site, so please reach out to one of us so they can be part of our group in the USA.
One of us in this room can complete the the department, one department. Even the science, technology, we have a lot of doctors here. Look at the clinic. That's nothing in the clinic. Look at the state of the mosque. That's nothing in the mosque. Look at the field. That's nothing in the field. Look at the state of the physics lab. There are a lot of doctors on this table. One of us can complete the physics lab completely without not going to anywhere. But we're doing politics here. Look at the school. We all came from that school. 70th, we're all showing our wealth, we're showing our cars. That is what we are celebrating. I'm not celebrating 70th of the school.
The all students, the Akausa must be active. All the board of the school, they must have people there. I remember when we started our own board, it was their own student that is even making a shot. He's involved about what comes into the school. In fact, the school was built partially from the ground. The grammar school, that was partially nothing. So I think from this moment, whatever because that's what destroyed the school. I know the fight, the struggle within the power. And it's all boiled down about what they have to share. We don't want to share anything, we want to give back. So I think the association must take it up from this moment, from this period. That is what we should do.
Where do you get the younger ones from to take over from us? We are struggling to get younger ones to become members. But in terms of our biggest achievement, we've done so many things. But the one I'm proud of is the fact that we managed to establish a twinning, an international link between the best grammar school in the United Kingdom, St. Olaf's. If you don't know about St. Olaf's, Google it. St. Olaf's and Ahmadiyya College are now twined together. And that's a great achievement because St. Olaf's is a Christian school and it's the best grammar school in the United Kingdom, twinning with a Muslim school in Nigeria. And that was the first they've ever had in Africa. And ever since they will remain the first. So I'm very proud of that. But we still have many things to do.
The women were also at their best with utmost support for their husbands, the members of Akausa. The game was not just for fun. There were several exotic gifts for the winners to take away.
I hope you guys can come here to catch fun. It's actually fun here.
It's something that they should keep going yearly. It should happen annually. It's very okay.
It's been a wonderful weekend so far, hanging out with friends, colleagues. Some of them I have not seen for over 30 years, and it's been a pleasure. And I won't trade this day for anything else.
It's been a huge privilege and an honor to be here today. To see old friends going back to 40, 30 years ago, it's absolutely brilliant.
This is my first time in Lekki Conservatory area, which I give applause to the National Executive for doing this together. And I believe in next year coming, there will be more better. And there are children here who are 2004 set, and there are some current children who are still in SS2 and among us, and that's the one family union I appreciate about coming here.
Just trying to relink ourselves, further network, and you can be rest assured. Principally, it's this network, and so many benefits are derivable from that.
Having unwind and loosen up, members were in their right mental capacity to host invited guests to the last of 4-day events with the luncheon and award ceremony. The roll call of who is who in attendance was intimidating to send the uninvited packing, with yet the gatekeeping that was adopted. From the traditional institution business, monkful politics and diaspora Nigeria adorned the well-embellished main hall of Heaven Event Center, Ikeja, Lagos. The program unfolded. The preliminaries of National Akausa Anthem and prayers and recognition of guests set the stage for some remarks by the chairman of the occasion, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was ably represented by the 7th chairman of APC, Lagos State, Alhaji Tunde Balogun, which was followed with other speeches. The entire celebration was a tribute to Alhaji J.A. Gbadamosi, OON.
At a particular time in the history of Anwar Islam College, Alhaji Gbadamosi was synonymous with excellence. Excellence in academics and brilliance in sports. The institution was established by the Muslim group Anwar Islam Movement of Nigeria, formerly Ahmadiyya Movement, in a bid to achieve a twin objective: promotion of Islamic religious belief and provision of quality education to our people. This responsibility set for themselves by the founding fathers of this institution was a difficult and daunting one, given the prevailing situation at the time. At that time, in the 1940s, Islam was under severe strain in Lagos as Christian missionaries were reportedly putting pressure on Muslim students to renounce their religion before they could gain admission into secondary school. This group of thinkers then got together to bail their walls out of this situation by not just creating an educational platform for esteeming religious populace, but also using the same means to expand the frontiers of Islam. The inception of this historic institution and the excellent achievement of its founder is a thing of pride and pleasure. For among those forefathers of this institution is our own Saka Tinubu. As a matter of fact, Anwar Islam College was established as Saka Tinubu High School, Olushi, in 1948. In the past, contribution made of similar event has been used to undertake the following: building and equipping of the school infirmary, 2 computer laboratories, the school mosque, the solar project currently ongoing. We will recall that the founding father of the school sacrificed in the face of many means and committed themselves to give equal opportunity to all, regardless of religious orientation, ethnic background, and persuasions. The fruit of their sacrifice 70 years after are visible all over the world in places.
The icing on the cake commenced with award presentation to deserving recipients for their selfless service to the development of the school. The awards, which were in various stages, also saw the leadership and some members of the diaspora also recognized.
On behalf of the council, I delight to present this lifetime award. Congratulations. To present this prestigious lifetime award to you, sir. Congratulations.
It's in recognition to all the United Kingdom members, in recognition of your togetherness, unity of purpose, outstanding contributions toward the progress of the college. On behalf of our Council General, I present this to the chapter. Thank you. Thank you very much.
This award is in recognition of his excellence and his legacies and exemplary character, which are worthy of emulation. Long live, sir. Representatives of Akausa 1991-32 set as the recipient of the most inspiring young set award.
Akausa UK, then Akausa USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Wasiu Fashino as the recipient of President Mr. Mohammed Alade.
The elected President General, joined by other members, had every reason to celebrate as they took to the dance in a celebration dance to wrap up the euphoria of the convention. The mentor key band led by Olariwaju Ajayi was equal to his mesmerizing music that got all showcasing the latest dance steps. Our interaction with the guests and guests says it all and captures the success rate of the 4-day event of Anwar Islam Old Student Association, Akausa.
When they see among themselves the old students, particularly the first set, I think it is an atmosphere that is very joyful, and I'm happy with them.
With the cooperation, commitment, support of all Akausa old students, you were able to succeed.
I relish the idea and the prospect of meeting my old friends and being able to spend time with them every day for the 4 consecutive days. So I'm actually still energized. I can go on for another 2 days if they allow me. We're happy to be here. It's a one-in-a-lifetime experience because I don't know where we'll get this again.
It's really nice. Being the first time, there's always supposed to be a glitch here and there, but at the same time, we have to thank God. The dates were set. Allah brought it into fruition for us. So we'll give all the glory to Allah. Alhamdulillah, 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 Rabbil Alamin. He brought us in here and he will take us back inshallah.
I'm very, very excited to stand to be another memorable event in my life.
We are making history. This is the 70th year that our school was founded. We are very fortunate that we are still alive to witness today.
And in the last few days, they've had a series of events. Very splendid so far.
The first thing I have to say is to thank the Almighty Allah, because it has not been easy. It has taken us over 6 months in planning to execute all the activities. But we thank God. We are happy because our plans goes accordingly.
I feel very great and happy that we are coming to an end of the program. A program we started on Thursday till now, and I think it's been wonderful and have full performance, and we are thankful to Allah for seeing us through.
How does a fulfilled President General capture the entire show and projection for future plans?
We should understand that government cannot do it alone. The proprietor of a college cannot do it alone. So the old students that God has blessed and are privileged should always come back and give back to the alma mater that made them. Akausa is going higher, and I can assure you from today it will be marvelous. The other sets that have been comatose for a while will now stand up and join the bandwagon of giving to back.
We pray God to ease the tax for the executive and entire members and those in the diaspora. Amen.